Chris Shiflett has never been the loudest guy in the room, and that's exactly why he's unforgettable. In a band like the Foo Fighters, built on the wild charisma of Dave Grohl and powered by one of the most energetic fan bases in modern rock, it would be easy to fade into the background. But for over 2 decades, Chris has been the quiet force standing stage left, guitar slung low, anchoring the chaos with calm precision. He didn't demand attention, he earned it. One note, one riff, one song at a time. Before he ever stepped onto the global stage with the Foo Fighters, Chris was cutting his teeth in California's gritty punk scene. Bands like No Use for a Name and Me First and the Gimme Gimmes gave him his foundation not just in technique, but in grit. There, he learned that music wasn't just about shredding or stardom. It was about showing up, playing when the crowd was small, building sound from the floorboards up. And when Foo Fighters found themselves in flux in 1999, reeling from lineup changes and internal tensions, Chris stepped into that void not with noise, but with quiet reliability. He didn't come to change the band. He came to hold it together. From There Is Nothing Left to Lose to Wasting Light and beyond, Chris became essential. His guitar leads didn't scream for the spotlight, but they stitched songs together with heart. He's not the name fans scream the loudest, but he's the one whose tone gives the band its heartbeat. His playing on All My Life, Walk, and The Pretender is never indulgent. It's intentional, sharp when it needs to be, tender when it counts. That's Chris's genius. He knows when to step up, and more importantly, when to step back. But Chris Shiflett isn't just a player. He's a person, one of depth, balance, and quiet evolution. Outside of Foo Fighters, he's a husband, a father of 3, and a man who finds solace in motorcycles, Americana, and the California coastline. While others in his position chase fashion or fame, Chris retreats into authenticity. His solo records West Coast Town, Hard Lessons, and Lost at Sea aren't vanity projects. They're deeply personal journeys into a softer, more introspective musical world. Through twangy chords and stories of heartbreak and home, Chris reveals the man behind the guitar, thoughtful, honest, and more vulnerable than Foo Fighters' sonic assault usually allows. His creative spirit extends into podcasting, where he hosts Walking the Floor and Shred with Shifty. These aren't surface-level celebrity interviews. They're real conversations between musicians, deep dives into songwriting, influence, and the weird, winding paths of creative lives. Chris doesn't posture, he doesn't inflate, he listens. And because he does, his guests open up. What emerges is something rare, a portrait of musicianship that respects the craft more than the clout, and that same quiet strength carried the Foo Fighters through their darkest hour. When the band lost Taylor Hawkins in 2022, the emotional quake was immeasurable. The world mourned, and the band went silent. But behind the scenes, Chris stayed present, steady. He didn't give interviews. He didn't perform grief. He simply showed up when it mattered most. That's who he's always been. The guy who doesn't flinch when the lights go out. The friend who doesn't leave when the noise stops. In many ways, Chris represents a disappearing kind of rock star, one who's built on humility, not headlines. He doesn't ride waves. He digs trenches. He's not chasing TikTok trends or viral moments. He's refining his tone, honoring the roots, respecting the road. While other guitarists play to be seen, Chris plays to be felt. And if you've ever been to a Foo Fighters concert, you felt it whether you realized it or not. That melodic bend that lifts a bridge, that clean break before a chorus explodes. That's Chris, the architect behind the emotion. The man who shapes the storm without standing in its center. And yet, for all his consistency, Chris has never stopped evolving. His solo work continues to deepen. His podcasts continue to expand the conversation. His live performances are as sharp as ever, and through it all, he remains grounded. No scandals, no meltdowns, just music, family, and the kind of integrity that doesn't scream, it resonates. Dave Grohl may be the face of Foo Fighters, but ask any fan or fellow musician and they'll tell you, Chris Shiflett is the soul. Without him, the band would still roar, but it might not sing. His presence brings texture. His restraint brings power. His tone, quiet as it may seem, echoes long after the amps go silent. As of 2025, Chris continues to defy the loudest expectations with the softest kind of legacy. He's not the flashiest guitarist, but maybe he's the most lasting. Because in a world obsessed with being seen, Chris reminds us of the power of being steady. In an industry built on spectacle, He's built a career on sincerity. And in a band that's always been about togetherness, Chris Shiflett is the glue. He'll probably never tell you that himself. He doesn't need to. His music already did.
Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon.